Hello BGG, I hope you're all well in the world wherever you are today. I want to tell you a story today that I shared with a group of people. I did a talk yesterday and it was really looking and unpacking on how our words and thoughts affect ourselves, also affect our relationships with other people and affect your health indirectly, because we know that thoughts and our words, which create thoughts in other people, actually create a chemical response coming from the brain, and can really cause elevated cortisol. It can activate our fight or flight system. So let me read you a story. Okay, one day a man came to Socrates and said, "I have something to tell you about your friend." Socrates replied, "Before you speak, let's run it through 3 filters. First, is it true?" The man paused. He said, "I'm not sure, I just heard it." "Then let's try the second filter," Socrates said. "Is it good?" "No, not really," the man admitted. "And the third filter," Socrates continued, "is it useful or necessary?" The man shook his head. "Not really." Socrates smiled and said, "If it's not true, not good, and not useful, why tell me at all?" So these 3 filters are very interesting. Is it true? Is it good or kind? And is it actually useful? Similar to the Byron Katie questions that Dr. Amen promotes in his courses, we need to be able to use these 3 filters for ourselves to stop negative thinking. And I'll share with you the 2 stories that I shared with this group of people I talked to yesterday. So when I was at school, I was about 16, there was one girl who I didn't like. She was beautiful, their family was wealthy, I didn't like her. And so there was a group of girls that we used to pick on her and gossip. And it was probably a year later, this girl actually committed suicide. Now, it wasn't because we were bullying her heavily. We didn't know that she actually had an eating disorder and she was adopted and she had a lot of problems going on in her own life. But we never know. We know we may be the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of our behaviour towards her. So with gossip and also with how we treat other people, running it through these 3 filters, is it true? Is it useful? Is it kind? Is it good? We can actually start to moderate our behaviour towards others. And gossip is something, when I was going through my concussion rehabilitation, and it still affects me today, it would make me feel physically sick, because I would start to actually feel quite disgusting, even if I was partaking in the gossip. So again, it's creating this chemical response in the body. Our negative thoughts do the same thing. And then the second story is that after I had started to rehab from my concussion, my son actually had one as well. He did a forward flip, or it might have been a back flip, I think, off a boat, and dented the top of his head. There was a little cut there. But what happened is he was actually taken out of school for a number of months, and his behaviour was absolutely wild. And I used to talk to people about my son's behaviour. I would think negatively about him because I was still struggling with my own concussion rehab. And my occupational therapist said to me one day, she said, "Katie, watch your thoughts and your words about your son, and your son will change." Well, lo and behold, I started watching my thoughts. I started watching my behaviour, my words towards him, and how I spoke about him, and my son changed. And I've seen this with people as well. If we focus on the negative and we dwell on it and we talk about the negative to other people, we think negative thoughts about them, people live up to expectation, right? People will live up to your expectations of them in front of you in real time. So it's really starting to look at, they don't know if it's Socrates or Plato, but the story's Socrates I've got, so we'll give it to Socrates. But running your thoughts and words about yourself and your others through these three filters, you know, is it true? Is it good / kind? And is it useful? And if it's not, then we need to learn to reframe our thoughts and our words about other people. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Remember, you will live up to the expectations of yourself. So if you are constantly negative about yourself, that's what you got coming, my friend. And the same with others. So if you've got relationships in your life, try to look for good. Try to change your narrative in your head about those people and just watch them change in front of you. It does work. So keep shining. Use the three filters.